Hello and welcome to Tech Chasm, friends. I'm Sebastian, your host. Today we got some quite incredible footage again of fascinating UAPs that have been recorded in the last 24 hours or that have been uploaded or sent to me in the last 24 hours. And friends, we got so much incredible stuff to go through. It is insane. So without further ado, let's start and go into the footage. Now, this next one was filmed yesterday evening in California, at La Puente, California. And this is really interesting, okay? This is not your average drone. This is not something that can be debunked easily, I think. So let's have a look and see what's going on here.
I can't hear them. Hey, those aren't helicopters. Go call Dad. Go call Dad, yeah?
They seem to be quite stationary. One is slowly vanishing.
They're disappearing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting. Well, you could say maybe these are Chinese lanterns, okay? Maybe. They are, though, quite unusually bright for Chinese lanterns. They seem to be hovering in place, which Chinese lanterns don't like to do so much. They are normally drifting with the wind. And also, they are only 2 Chinese lanterns. Normally, there are a lot more than 2 Chinese lanterns because they are launched in some sort of festival, dozens at a time, dozens at a time. So seeing these orbs here just hovering in the sky, standing still, doing nothing, and then slowly fading out, I find it really interesting, I have to say. Especially this first one here starts fading out already quite early, we see, right? And then this next one here still is pretty bright. And then it just keeps fading out very slowly. Now, a Chinese lantern, we would expect a Chinese lantern, if the flame suddenly dies out, it goes off pretty quickly. But this gradually getting dimmer over 1 or 2 minutes, I find it quite interesting. And we could have something here. These could be real orbs, in my opinion. These could be real orbs, even especially because they are so very bright. Look how bright they are in the beginning. Wow! They are incredibly bright. Wow! And in the end,
helicopters.
They just keep vanishing here over a time span of over a minute.
Yeah.
From very bright in the beginning to basically non-existent anymore. Highly interesting stuff, friends. Highly interesting stuff. Now this here is really interesting, okay? We're getting gradually to the more and more interesting footage. This was filmed by 2 cargo pilots between Columbus, Ohio and Cincinnati on the 6th of January at around 9 p.m. in the evening. So this is what they saw very high up, flying at 28,000, 30,000 feet, the regular altitude of normal airplanes. And they saw some strange lights, and I'm very happy that more pilots are starting to talk about this, because pilots have seen bizarre lights for decades now, but the stigma was so high that they were pretty much too afraid to talk about it. Many pilots saw strange lights over many decades, and now they are finally starting to speak up about it, and also they are starting to film this and share it with the world. So let's see what those pilots saw in the sky, friends. Wow. Wow. Orbs appearing and disappearing. Now, when we zoom in here and increase contrast, we see some more interesting detail. Let's have a look. Yeah. One is fading out, the other is fading in, and then fading out again. And like very gradually, very slowly, like the orange orbs from before, very gradually fading out, sometimes very gradually fading in. Really interesting. Look at this. We can speed it up here. Like, look at the strange movement also. Like, there doesn't seem to be any pattern, like any noticeable pattern towards, like, how do they move? Like, is there a logic behind this? Let's zoom even more. You know, let's zoom in even more. Is there a logic behind this? Like, look at this. They just fade in and out of existence. And now we can really see that these orbs really can be seen like at very high altitudes as well. The question is now, what are they? Are they atmospherical phenomena? Are they like some sort of ball lightning? Are they some sort of plasmoids, plasma entities? Sometimes they do seem to behave intelligently, okay? So ball lightning, I'm not so sure. Especially because there is no thunderstorm. Everything seems to be very still, you know? No thunderstorm of any kind. So yeah, is it like some sort of plasma stuff, plasma discharge? Or is it really some sort of UAP, some sort of craft, you know? Some sort of craft that exhibits some weird behavior that we do not understand yet. Now, this next one was sent to me by a viewer. Thank you so much, friends, for sending me your interesting footage. It was recorded already a few years ago in the year 2017 in New Brunswick, Canada. And the person saw an bright orange orb whizzing by at quite a high speed, and this is what the person filmed. Yeah, guys, I mean, look at the speed. Like, seriously, just look at the speed, how this thing is going. Look at the speed. Chinese lantern. Guys, Chinese lanterns do not go at such speeds. Now he tries zooming in, which is of course always quite difficult because, as I explained, the optics of those things are not really as amazing as many people think. So it has a very limited resolution, unfortunately. So it cannot even resolve the object. Tries a bit more, and then the object fades away into the distance and is too far away. And we saw in that time, this video is 47 seconds long, 46 seconds long, okay? And it went from basically from one side of the street to the other side of the street, like from basically one side of your field of vision to the other side in 46 seconds. And it seems to be quite high up in the sky. So a Chinese lantern, a Chinese lantern is normally not so fast. Again, they normally appear in groups. They are not so fast. This thing here has a spherical component. It looks like a ball of light, okay? It looks like a ball of plasma or whatever it is. We don't even want to say what it could be, but it looks like a ball of light. Yeah, going at a really high speed. See how fast this is. I don't see any FAA lights. I don't think it's a drone, friends. It is just like a ball of light, a ball of orange light. And this, I think, is an orb. Whatever those orbs are, we don't know what they are. But I think this is a legit orb here. This is a legit orb, how people see them basically every single day all over the world. So here I increased the contrast and brightness of this video, and you can see how it comes in here, okay? It doesn't even go in a straight line. You can see it has a curvature. The flight trajectory is curved. And then the person tries zooming in, doesn't succeed so well, and now basically it's already crossed the street and is already on the other side of the street. So in the beginning though, it is interesting. If we zoom in, we see it's really a ball of light, okay? It's really a ball of light. And yeah, and you can see it going here. Just a solid ball of light, friends. A solid spherical ball of light. Really, really fascinating stuff. So I think it's too bright to be a Chinese lantern, and it's too fast to be a Chinese lantern, and probably it's just also like too solitary to be a Chinese lantern. Like it would need to be a really bright, super bright Chinese lantern with attached propellers or whatever to, you know, make it go pretty fast. So I think this is a legit orb. Now this next here, friends, now this one is really interesting, and that's why I kept it for the last. I normally have the tendency to keep the best videos for the last, and this here was filmed in Brighton in the UK on the 3rd of January. Let's see what the person filmed and why this is such an interesting footage. Whoop! Did you see it? Whoop! Look at this. So the person tried to film this drone, right? Tried to film this drone. And what happens? Something appears here for a brief moment and then zips away. Zips away at a very high speed. Very high speed.
What? I don't know what's going on. You said there was another light.
See this object here?
You said there was another light that just...
Pop! And that's how it went away. 20% speed, whoop, crazy. Now this next part I think is a reflection, to be honest. Okay, this part I think is a reflection in the camera objective, in the camera lens, okay? Sometimes there are reflections, but this matches pretty well. This matches the movement of the camera. You see, it moves according to the movement of the camera itself. However, this one in the beginning, I don't think it follows the movement of the camera, but let's be sure, friends, and let's analyze it with enhanced contrast. Now here it is with enhanced contrast and zoomed a bit in. You can see this object appearing suddenly and then disappearing, zipping away, whoop, whoop. Now is this also a reflection? That is the question now, friends, that we want to answer. Is this a mere reflection? Right? Because sometimes reflections do play tricks on us. They do. So, see how... This is the interesting part, how it zips away. So it comes in from this side here, looks very spherical, not diffuse at all. You know, reflections sometimes look quite diffuse. And then it zips away here, pop, pop, pop. Really interesting, really interesting. Now let's zoom out again and try to understand if this is just the camera movement, right? Because we want to see some context. And when we do this, here, see how this object comes in? And what I find interesting, why I think it's not a reflection here this time, is because look how the person already starts turning the camera to the right. However, this object doesn't do anything yet. See? See? See how it actually moves down and the person already tilts to the right. You can see it clearly. Look how the person already tilts to the right, because you can see that the tree here on the left is not in the field of vision anymore. Like the person really tilts the camera to the right by about 10 to 15 degrees. However, the object, see the object, it doesn't go away. Only now does it go away. And it goes away. How does it go away? Like it like, I don't know, it like elongates. It like elongates away in some sort of blur. Like zipping away. This is not what you would expect if this was a camera reflection. So two arguments why this is not a camera reflection. First one, the person already zips, okay, tilts the camera to the right, but the object doesn't do anything yet. Okay, it doesn't do anything. And only at some point, does it suddenly zip away, but he doesn't move a lot faster. You would expect, if this was a reflection, that suddenly the reflection would zip away, is exactly at the point in time when the person starts tilting the camera to the side at a high speed, right? But here, the camera isn't tilted to the side at a high speed. It just gradually pans to the side, nothing happens, and then suddenly whoop, whoop. And the way how it zips away, friends, now this, this is the interesting part. Now, friends, look at this crazy stuff here. Let's really zoom in like crazy maniacs, okay? Like crazy detectives. We are like insane detectives trying to find out what those UAPs are, okay? And look at this. Bup, look. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now, isn't that interesting? Like, look at this. How it zips away. Let's zoom in even more, okay? Let's zoom in even more. This is this point-like object, right? Point-like object. And now, wow. Look how, see how it elongates. It's like elongating and like, yeah. I mean, I don't even want to say it, but like freaking warp drive. Like, engage warp drive, okay? It's insane to even say it, but that's how this looks. And we have other interesting videos of instant acceleration. I have like shown in the last weeks now a lot of interesting examples of instant acceleration. It's very rare to see it on camera. There are, for example, the films that Ed Walters recorded in the late 80s, which I'm showing right now, in Gulf Breeze, Florida. He filmed objects accelerating away at an insane speed, and they also they accelerated away at such a high speed they kind of left a trail. Like they started blurring and elongating. They started elongating. You know, that's the insane optical effect that these objects left, because pew, they zipped away at such a crazy high speed. Then we also had the other instantaneous acceleration object, orb or whatever this was, filmed in New Jersey 1 or 2 weeks ago, I think, which I also showed in one of the videos, where you could clearly see this object was like in one spot and then boop, boop, it just moved away super fast. And then I also showed the instantaneous acceleration of one of our viewers, Vincent from Sydney. He filmed this object in September last year, and this also displayed incredible acceleration capabilities that are super rare, just super crazy rare to film. And this here, even though the object is really far away and we don't see a lot of detail, what we do see though is that one, it's probably not a reflection, and second, it also has this insane blur. Look, bup, how it just like accelerates away and leaves some sort of like elongated trail behind. This already tells us a lot about the actual propulsion system of these craft, because I think, okay, that's just my interpretation, friends. You are open to your interpretation of the UFO/UAP phenomenon, but I think these are, most of them are craft by one or possibly more than one, several extraterrestrial civilizations, kind of monitoring us, I don't know, conducting research. They maybe they are interested in us, in our technological development, right? And they possess a technological capability which allows them to do these crazy maneuvers. How do they do this? Well, they bend space-time. They have found out how to manipulate space-time, and this allows them to do these crazy maneuvers, and this is also what allows them to travel faster than light. Because if they come from other planets light years away, they don't like the idea so much of traveling for 100 years or 1,000 years through space, but if you can go 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 1,000,000 times faster than light because you manipulate space-time, this would allow you to take shortcuts, okay? So instead of needing 4.3 years to get to our nearest neighbor star, which is Proxima Centauri, 4.3 light years away, instead of needing 4.3 years, which is how long you would need to get there at the speed of light, maybe with this sort of warp drive, or I don't know, with their ability to bend space-time, maybe you can do this trip in like 5 hours, Who knows how fast they can go, you know? If you can cross the speed of light barrier, maybe you can go 1,000,000 times faster than light, 1,000,000,000 times. Who knows? Maybe for them, to go from Proxima Centauri to here is like almost instantaneous. We don't yet know what the limits of a true warp drive are. We have barely started theorizing about warp drives, which is, by the way, real physics. Okay, this is not like, I don't know, some made up stuff, but it's really being investigated. So seeing this sort of like acceleration really makes us believe, okay, guys, those craft possess a propulsion system far more advanced than our propulsion methods, okay? So I found this footage incredible, wonderful footage. This is what we want to see, friends. This is what proves that those craft are probably like built by an advanced civilization. These are the kind of videos showing us the 5 observables of UAP, right? Instantaneous acceleration, morphing capabilities, transmedium capabilities, and so on and so forth. We would like to see them do incredible stuff that we cannot do, because then we can exclude all the other phenomena. We can exclude drones, airplanes, and everything else. So friends, this is wonderful stuff. I hope you are as blown away by this video as I am, because I really am blown away. I'm even spitting on my monitor. That's how blown away I am. So thank you so much for sending me such amazing footage. By the way, I'm showing you my email address right now in case you don't know where to send it to. You can find it on the YouTube channel's description page, but I will now add the email address also in the video description and show it right now so that you know where to send your footage to. If you have amazing footage, friends, if you have amazing footage, please don't hesitate to send me your footage that you recorded, because this is amazing stuff. Like, look what viewers just sent me. I mean, these are people like you and me. We could film something like that by sheer chance. We could film something like that tomorrow, you know? Who knows? So I'm really happy about this. So please don't hesitate if you have like really good footage to send it to me, and we will analyze sort of the best footage here in these videos. Sometimes we will also debunk stuff, because I want this to be like, you know, a very critical channel, because we want to find out the real UAPs and go through all the noise, the 95% fakes, you know, fake CGI, AI generated nonsense, airplanes, misattributions. We want to cut out all the trash and get to the real core of the UAPs. And I think together, you and me, I think we can do this. Friends, I'm really happy about these developments and that you're sending me such interesting footage. Thank you so much for watching these videos. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. And thanks to our Patreons for supporting this channel. Friends, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and see you next time in the next video tomorrow. Bye.